For ways to hurt those who hate you, without lifting a finger, they speak your name like it's a curse. Their lips twist, their tone drips with venom, as if every syllable tastes bitter on their tongue. They smile, but there's a blade hidden just behind those teeth, sharp enough to cut if you dare to trust it. They mock your silence, thinking it's proof you're too weak to fight back. They watch you closely, waiting for you to snap, for your calm to shatter into rage, because that's what they want: your anger, your brokenness, your surrender. They want the satisfaction of knowing they still live rent-free in your head. They want proof that their claws still reach your heart, but you won't give them that. Not because you're soft, not because you're afraid, but because you've learned something darker, something deeper. You've realized that to truly wound your enemy, you don't meet them on the battlefield. They've chosen, you rise above it. And when you rise high enough, they can't even reach you. We don't waste our lives playing the fool's game of revenge. We don't waste our energy chasing after applause, or validation, or the fleeting satisfaction of getting even. We let them swing their fists at the wind. And in that eerie, suffocating silence, they suffer more than any retaliation could ever cause. Here are 4 ways to break those who hate you without even lifting a finger. 1. Stay unshaken when they try to shake you. The moment you refuse to react, their power begins to die. They thrive on your rage because it proves they matter. They want you to unravel, to mirror the chaos that rots inside them. But when you don't, when you stand there calm, steady, unmoved, terrifies them. Epictetus said it with deadly precision: it is not he who reviles or strikes you who insults you, but your opinion that these things are insulting. We don't resist because we're passive. We resist because we refuse to be pulled into their fire. Let them speak, let them spit, let them stew in their own bitterness. We remain cold as marble, unshakable, unreachable, and nothing is more painful to a hateful soul than being ignored by someone they cannot disturb. When they realize you are beyond their reach, that their words are nothing more than smoke drifting against stone, that's when the real damage is done. So the next time they try to rattle you, imagine yourself as the ocean. Waves crash against the shore, storms howl above, but in the deep is silent, untouched, and that's where your power lives. 2. Build a life so disciplined it shames their weakness. They watch from the shadows, hoping fail. They want to see cracks in your armor, but instead, every morning, you rise with discipline. Every day, you sharpen your mind. Every night, you hold yourself to standards they've never even dreamed of reaching. Slowly, your very existence becomes a mirror they can't bear to look into. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. So we train not to spite them, but to perfect ourselves. We build habits rooted in strength, not hatred. We cultivate a peace so deep, it makes their noise unbearable even to themselves. Because nothing hurts more than realizing the person you tried to destroy has climbed so far above you. Not because they wanted to show you up, but because they never even considered you an obstacle. Every step forward you take is a reminder to them of where they stand, still at the bottom, still chained to their own weakness. 3. Outlive their hate. Time is the great judge, and those who hate burn quickly, consumed by their own fire. We endure. We do not live in reaction. We live with intention. Every breath is a decision. Every moment, a test. Seneca warned how much better to heal a wrong than to avenge one. Vengeance takes us far from the purpose of our lives, so we don't chase them, we outlast them. When the years pass and they are still haunted by the same old bitterness, still nursing wounds that never healed, and you are building, growing. Living that is the deepest cut, because you didn't just survive them, you outgrew them, and without lifting a finger, without wasting even a drop of your strength on retaliation, you've already won. Picture it. Decades later, they look back and see you, not only alive, but thriving. They realize their hate was nothing but a slow poison they drank themselves. 4. Forgive them publicly. And mean it. The cruelest mercy is the one that exposes their pettiness. When you forgive not with arrogance, but with clarity, you stand before the world and declare, "You cannot make me hate you. You are not powerful enough." Forgiveness, when it comes from strength, cuts deeper than revenge ever could. It says, "You are no longer a threat. I've already buried the damage you tried to cause, buried it deep inside the person I've become." Musonius Rufus, the teacher of Epictetus, said, "It is not enough to refrain from harming others. We must also not wish them harm. This is the razor's edge only the disciplined can walk." To forgive your enemies is to remove the final weapon they hold against you. They cannot haunt you with guilt. They cannot bait you with hatred. They cannot own space in your mind. And the world sees this. They see someone who chooses grace over grudge, composure over chaos. They whisper to themselves, "How can he walk through fire and still bless the hands that lit the match?" Because we know something they don't. Forgiveness isn't surrender. It's liberation from their poison, from their grip, from the ghost of their existence in our inner world. To forgive is to say, "I am no longer at war." And that peace, that terrifying peace, becomes a punishment they never saw coming.